Did your pants shrink? Are you feeling groggy and like maybe you've been splurging too much on unhealthy foods? Today I'm going to count down my top 10 tips about cleansing, detoxing, and fasting to give you some good, realistic ideas on how you can clean up your diet. The first thing to know is that your body is always detoxifying, as long as you aren't overwhelming your body with toxins. So the first thing that we want to do if we're wanting to cleanse and detox and assist our body in that process is to limit the number of toxins we're putting into our body. So things like alcohol, caffeine, sugar, any kind of refined food, processed food, any kind of junk food, all of those things are going to have a lot of toxicity. So if you can just take those things out of your diet and focus on eating real natural foods, then that is a huge step just right there, and you're not having to significantly cut your caloric intake. The second thing you can start to do is drink more water. And I talk a lot about drinking water, so maybe you've already started doing that. In that case, then you can start drinking lemon water or apple cider vinegar in water. And especially if you do this first thing in the morning, this is a really great way to get your body detoxifying, and it's also alkalizing to your body. So drinking lemon water in the morning is actually an Ayurvedic practice, but again, it has this kind of double benefit of also helping to detoxify and alkalize. I kind of like to alternate using apple cider vinegar and using lemon, but both of these are a really good habit to start adding into your daily routine. So once you've gotten number 1 and number 2, which is eliminating the toxic foods and drinking more water, then the next thing you want to start doing is eating more detoxifying foods. And basically, that's your fruits and vegetables. So I would recommend going to the grocery store, get yourself a bag of celery, a bag of carrots, a bag of spinach, as many vegetables as you can see yourself eating, and just make a commitment to yourself to eat those vegetables in place of snacks or candy or whatever other thing you might be eating. And just kind of give yourself the challenge of eating as much of those vegetables as you can in as short of a span of time as possible, if that helps you, or spread it out over the course of a week. The idea is just that you're going to increase your intake of these detoxifying vegetables. If you want to go a step further, you can actually enjoy green smoothies or green juices, which will also be highly detoxifying. But the main point of this tip is just to eat more vegetables. Now, there are a lot of different cleanse and detox products out there, and some of these products are healthy, and some of these products are what I might say kind of a scam. But the main reason that any kind of weight loss or cleanse product is helpful is because it is a commitment that we make to ourselves. So when we click that little button or we spend some money to order some kind of product, we feel like we're making a tangible commitment to ourselves. So this tip is to actually save your money on products and cleanses and different stuff like that and spend it on healthy foods like the ones I've mentioned before. And to give yourself a tangible commitment, write down what you're going to do. And so pick how many days you want to do. If you have 1 day, then do 1 day. If you want to do it 3 days, do 3 days. The whole idea is to pick something that's realistic for you. I know you can always go longer, but pick your minimum commitment and write it down. And then write down, you can see I've written 3-day cleanse, and then write down what you're gonna do. So no caffeine, no sugar, maybe it's no alcohol, maybe it's I'm gonna drink a green juice every day. You pick your cleanse, you get to design it yourself, and then write it down, put it in stone. Maybe write it down a couple times. Put one on your fridge, one on your car, one at work on your desk, maybe one inside your fridge. And just know that this is your tangible commitment to yourself. Know that any kind of weight loss product or whatever, it's not the product that's helping you lose weight, it's you and your commitment to yourself. So doing something like this, writing it down, talking about it to a friend, leave it in the comments. Write it down, make your commitment to yourself, and know that you are the one who's responsible for your health, your weight loss, and your general health and happiness. If you are stressing yourself out over your detox or your diet or whatever it may be, then realize that stress kind of defeats the whole purpose of what you're doing. So when we want our body to be better at detoxifying and we want to try and cleanse bad things out of our body, then stress is going to be one of the many things that actually kind of acts like toxicity in itself. So when we get really stressed out and we have a lot of the stress hormone, cortisol, pumping through our veins, it makes our digestive wellness less effective and less efficient. It makes our immune system less efficient. Our energy levels, our mood, and our ability to detox and detoxify are actually going to suffer. So if you are wanting to improve your body's ability to detox, then making an effort to relieve stress is really, really important. So just making some time to have some downtime or watch a relaxing video, a meditation, maybe do some yoga. Anything that's just going to give you a chance to calm down, to breathe deeply, to maybe be more aware of your surroundings and just walk outside or get some fresh air. All of those things are going to help. And then you just need to make a conscious effort to recognize what stresses you out when you're getting the most stressed out and try to avoid those situations. Because if you're really stressed out over your detox, you're kind of defeating the purpose. Before I move on to fasting and cleansing, I want to make one more note about our physical body. So this one is about exercise. And you need to realize that exercise is one of the primary ways that the body detoxifies itself. So getting exercise, getting your body sweating, this is going to be really important for cleansing and detoxifying. Another thing to realize is that not getting physical activity in itself is pretty stressful on the body. So when we're talking about wanting to relieve stress, wanting to improve our body's ability to detox, exercise is a really important factor. So one of my favorite tips is that if you can't make more time for physical activity, then find ways to make your daily activities more physical or more active, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Have you ever been extremely cold and then stuck your extremely cold hand into extremely hot, maybe boiling water? Maybe you haven't tried that, but you can imagine it's probably not very pleasant. So this tip is about avoiding extremes. So you can imagine that if you're eating the average diet of processed foods and sugar, alcohol, and caffeine, and then all of a sudden you go to fasting, no food, or maybe you're doing some kind of cleansing elixir or something like that, you can imagine that this is a really extreme change to make. And while that extreme change may not necessarily hurt you, it's probably not going to be very pleasant. So this is why I always recommend small, reasonable, realistic changes. So rather than making some extreme change that you're going to make an extreme change back to your old foods as soon as you get done with it, we're gonna make small changes that we're gonna have for the long haul. So drinking the lemon water is a really good example. Eating more vegetables is a really good example. Realize that you don't have to do something really, really extreme in order to have extreme benefits in your health. And if you give your body more simple changes that are not going to be this abrupt, real extreme change, then not only is it going to be easier to keep those new habits that you've made, but they're also going to be more pleasant overall. But let's say that you are committed to doing a fast or doing a cleanse or doing something kind of extreme. The tip I would recommend, number one, is to really educate yourself about this fast or this cleanse and do as much research as you can to really be prepared going in. So you're not going to just read one post that somebody says to eat this and go and eat it. You want to actually do as much research on you as you can for whatever this program is you're going to do. The other thing is to realize that if you're going from eating 2,000 calories a day to eating maybe 500 calories a day, you can expect to have about a quarter of the energy that you would normally have. So if we're going to do something kind of extreme like this and extremely cut our caloric intake, we need to be able to also make changes in our daily life. So have more downtime, have less stress. Maybe this is a time that you're off work for a week or you're on vacation for a little while, and you just have a little bit more time to veg out, really, because if you're doing a fast or a cleanse, you're gonna need some downtime and relaxation time. You don't want to be running a bunch of errands, stressed out with work, stressed out with your home life, and then trying to do a fast or cleanse on top of it. So I'm not trying to discourage you from doing a fast or a cleanse. You just need to be realistic with yourself and realistic about how this dietary change is going to affect your life and what changes you're going to make so that you can actually handle those big dietary changes. Another benefit of fasting is that it gives our digestive system a break. It's like giving your digestive tract a little vacation. So we just want to make sure that if we're going to do this, we're not going to make these extreme sudden changes. We're going to ease in and ease out, and I'll discuss that a little bit more. But the idea is that fasting can be very helpful, can be very beneficial for our bodies. But again, this is an extreme change that we're making to our diet. So extreme changes in our diet are going to require a little bit more preparation and a little bit more planning than something like just eating more vegetables or just drinking more water. So expanding on the idea of avoiding these extreme changes from eating one way to drastically eating another way, another concept I want to introduce you to is easing in and easing out of your fast or cleanse. So this easing in and out process gives your body a chance to adjust to whatever changes you're making. So for instance, when I did the Master Cleanse, I tried to eat really healthy for the couple of weeks leading up to it. And then I spent 3 days eating all raw veggies, mostly soups and stuff that were easy to digest. And then 3 days doing just vegetable juices, and then 10 days on my Master Cleanse, and then 3 days on the juices, 3 days on the raw food. So you get this idea that you're kind of easing your body in so that your body can adjust and kind of acclimate itself. And you can read a lot more about easing in and easing out. I read about it on the internet, and there's a book on the Master Cleanse that I read as well. So again, back to educating ourselves on whatever plan we're gonna do. And just remember that doing a cleanse or doing a fast is not a quick fix. So if you're just thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this cleanse or fast and then go back to eating junk, then you kind of have your priorities out of balance. Realize that it would actually be a lot better for your body to make some good, sustainable changes that you're gonna have for the long haul than to just go on this extreme cleanse for a little while and then go back to eating the same foods you were eating before. In a future video, I'm going to discuss some of the different protein powders and meal replacement powders that are on the market. I'm going to tell you what to look for and, most importantly, what to avoid in your protein powders. And in another video, I'm going to take you into my kitchen and show you some healthy green smoothie and green juice recipes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it was helpful to you, and I hope that you will give it a thumbs up and even share it if you found it useful. Be sure to make your commitment to yourself, whatever it is you're gonna do. Maybe your commitment is just to drink more water. If that's it, then so be it. Okay, so you're gonna make this little commitment for yourself, write it down, leave it in the comments section down below so that we can all kind of be going through this together. Remember that weight loss and getting healthy doesn't come from some product that you buy. It comes from you and you having the commitment to yourself and the confidence in yourself to know that you can do this. So that's where this really comes in handy. This is your confidence, your commitment to yourself. Be sure to leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. For more information about cleansing and detoxing, check out my video, Cleanse and Detox Tips. For some simple guidelines on basic nutrition and what good foods you should be eating, check out my video, What to Eat. Congratulations! You've decided to improve your health, improve your happiness, but maybe you're looking for some ideas of where to start. Check out my video, 10 Simple Ways to Improve Your Health. What are the worst, most unhealthy habits out there that are maybe undermining our health and undermining our happiness? Check out my interview with Dr. Vincent Belanzi.